Hello and welcome back to my journey from normal to Norway. Okay, so there's a couple of different things that I wanted to talk about in this video that just kind of came up through conversations with people during the week and just, well, I don't know, one of them's that, and one of them is something that I've been kind of thinking about for a little bit, but then I kind of keep forgetting. Anyway, okay, so the first one, I was hanging out with some people on Friday night, some women. It was kind of a girls' night thing. And this conversation came up that I just found really interesting that I honestly have never put any thought into. And I thought, wow, it's really important to put thought into this. Anyway, I'm just rambling. Okay, so basically they were talking about things that they do in the morning that make them feel like they use the phrase welcoming the day. And one of the girls in particular said, when she does these things versus not doing these things, it's like her welcoming the day versus things just happening to her. So it's kind of like preparing yourself for what's going to come that day and what you're going to do versus, I guess it's like doing life versus life doing you, maybe, if that makes any sense. And I just thought that was really interesting. I've never thought about that. And I can definitely see that. And that has happened. Both of those scenarios have happened in my life. And it makes sense to me that there would be certain things that individually for you would set you up to kind of seize the day versus not. And I feel like I've spent a lot of time not. And so, that life was kind of just happening to me. Things were just happening to me. And they were particularly talking about getting out of your pajamas, or what I call nighters, getting out of your nighters and putting on, real clothes, and then also like things like putting on makeup, which I never wear makeup. I don't really care about that. That's a whole other discussion. But that for them, those kinds of things help them to feel like they're welcoming the day. They're prepared. And I'm the kind of person where I want to be as comfortable as possible, and I don't necessarily care all that much. So if I've been home all day, for example, lounging around at home, and I'm just going to go to the grocery store, I'm going to be dressed appropriately for public, but I'm going to be wearing the most comfortable thing possible. And if that's sweatpants, then that's sweatpants. And I'm okay with that, and I really don't care what people may or may not think of me. Why would they be thinking of me anyway? We're just there to get our groceries to, prepare ourselves for our lives. Anyway, but so mine might be different things that I could do in the morning that would set me up to welcome the day versus just having things happen to me. And so I just kind of wonder what those are, and it's something I want to put some thought into. And I'm sure I can look and see in the patterns things that I, haven't done that have then led to me having really unproductive days and inactive days, and just, that have really led to the experience of things just happening to me. I feel like it would be a lot easier for me to identify some of that. But I wonder what those actions would be for me. That would help me feel like I'm welcoming the day. I wonder what those are. I want to think about that now, because I just think that's really a fascinating idea, and I can absolutely see the effects that would have, and it feels true. It feels real. That there are things that if you do them, they help you feel like you're up and ready and set to take on the day. And if you don't do those things, then you won't feel that way. And again, I think that would be individual for different people. It's not going to be the same formula for everybody. So anyway, that's something that I just thought was cool and interesting. And I plan to put some thought into that. I just wanted to present that, because maybe you'll feel the same way. And maybe, you'll kind of identify like, oh, that's why I've been feeling like life is just happening to me. I wonder if there are things I could be doing to set myself up. So anyway, I put that out there to you. And I hope that if you, are interested in it and put some thought into it, that it will lead to something helpful and beneficial for you. The other thing that I had kind of thought I would talk about in tonight's video that's been on my mind and pops in and out from time to time and then I forget is how I perceive that I'm coming across in these videos. And I mean, it's not a bad thing, but I feel like the nature of what I'm doing and how I'm doing it does not really showcase my full personality. And maybe I'm wrong, but what I'm observing is that it's mainly like sincere, which I am. I am a sincere person, and I'm a thoughtful person, so I spend a lot of time thinking. Overthinking is common in my life. And I'm introspective, and I'm curious, and honest and open, and I want to share, and I'm, happy to share the real stuff of my life. But I don't think any of that is bad at all. I don't. But I feel like I maybe come across as I talk about how I reference how things have been hard or whatnot, so it's not like I come across as I have it all together. Maybe I don't know. What I'm trying to say is, if you don't know me and you're watching these videos, I feel like you would be surprised to find out that I am an incredibly sarcastic, silly, goofy person. And if you do know me, especially if you know me well, because if I'm comfortable with you, then I open up and I become all of those things and share all of those things. You'll know that already. But I feel like there's this whole part of my personality that is just not being presented here. And I feel like a lot of when that comes up in my life is when I'm reacting to people, when I'm reacting to things, and I have all of these like weird, silly, off the wall thoughts and reactions and things that I say and ways that I say things, and it's just goofy and silly and sarcastic, and I feel like it makes people laugh, and I love making people laugh. That's such a big part of my life, something that I like truly, truly love and enjoy, and like gives me life, and like probably the thing that gives me the biggest high. I mean, I've never done drugs or anything, and I don't plan to do any of that, but I feel like in the past it was like roller coasters was the thing that was like, yeah, like that adrenaline rush. But I honestly, like, I get such a rush and like such pleasure from making people laugh, especially when it's not like a pre-planned kind of thing, when it's just like an honest, weird thing that happens in the moment. Some off the wall reaction I have. I get such a thrill out of making people laugh in those moments. So I don't know. I would love to find a way for that part of me to come across here, because I feel like it's a big part of me. I feel like it's maybe one of my favorite parts of me. And so I don't know if that like requires maybe having somebody else or some other people featured in the video so I can react off of them. I don't know. That's another thing I'm going to put some thought into, because I definitely want to put all of me out there, and that's an important part of me, I feel like, and something that I would enjoy sharing. So yeah, I guess for now I'll just say, just know, oh, as unbelievable as it might seem for some of you, just trust me when I say I'm a very, sarcastic, silly person. Wow, that sounds like the least sarcastic, least silly way to say that. So it sounds completely unbelievable. That's fine. Anyway, I guess that's it for tonight. Nothing, huge or monumental or life changing, but um, hopefully at least the first part of that will potentially lead to something helpful for you. The whole welcoming the day and what would help you to do that, to feel like you're set up to seize the day. But yeah, I guess that's it for tonight. Um, Hope you have a great week. I'll be back with you soon. And as always, until then, Hada!